my point of this summer is we are not having fears anymore.
Oh shit.
We will not be fearful of things.
Oh
Who's
shit.
we, nigga?
If if we are going out and there is somebody that you want to approach, I will approach them. Like, or you want to, like, whoever is like attracted to it, we will approach them.
Hey,
But
just you're saying this and my heart is beating.
you, I'm not living in fear no more. I'm gonna be outside.
Don't live in fear. Shut up.
I absolutely do. I live in my head way too much.
But we will be going to African Booty Clappers 69. Yes.
Listen,
or no?
I can compile a phone book,
outside.
but I can do nothing with the numbers, man.
Okay. What?
What? What does that even mean?
Wait,
It
the
means-
hardest part is getting a number.
The numbers, yeah.
What?
That's not the hard part. The
Are
hard
you-
part is doing something with the number.
Are you dumb? What? You're okay. Anyway, my point is we are not living in fear. We will be outside. Respectfully, we will be respectful. We are gentlemen.
And we're live. Welcome back to episode 31 of the WUWY podcast. I still hate that intro. How are
We're
you
not
guys
live.
doing?
Still not live. I'm well. How?
We are more live than a WWE fight, bro.
All right. Okay. This guy's a rapper now. Sorry. How you guys doing, man? This is good stuff.
Look, man.
I hope this is our last Zoom pod. I'm calling it from now. Our last
Yeah,
Zoom
this
pod.
is the
I
last.
think it will be.
last
yeah.
pod.
Hopefully.
Raw, everything's getting opened up.
I got the first dose in me. Brian's an anti-vaxxer, so we ain't got shit
Let's
in
go.
him.
Have you heard about the Tuskegee? I thought you didn't want to have. I thought you didn't want to have this on the pod, but if you want to have it, we can.
All right.
What?
I'm
Have
100%
you heard
kidding.
about Tuskegee?
I'm 100%. Look it up. I didn't know about it. And I
Yes.
learned about our peoples, Claude. Our peoples.
Oh, fuck.
Dr. Umar. All right.
Stop mentioning Dr. Umar. Oh, my God. This
I'm
guy's
totally
a fanatic.
kidding. I'll get a vaccine. I just use school as an excuse to not do anything, including clean my room or do chores or do anything.
Not gonna
So-
lie, I was gonna be like you and waited till I graduated, but then all my friends were coming like, hey, and they're like, hey, Claude, get it, and I'm like, all right.
Yeah. How easy was it for you in?
Oh,
on
bro.
campus?
Literally, no, I went into Boston, to get it, and then it was like 5 minutes. It was just like you walk up, and then boom, write your name on this card, boom, wait outside for like 10 minutes to like chill, and then boom, you leave. It was mad
You
quick.
need your insurance also with it?
No insurance
Oh,
needed,
word?
buddy.
They're just giving out shots.
They're just giving out shots like it's HIV. Yeah.
Like it's
Why did you?
That makes no sense.
um
But yeah, get vaccinated. It's mad easy, mad quick. At least where I am.
yeah, Stoney's been like sending emails like, oh, if you come on this day, we're giving out this specific vaccine, whatever. I was also gonna go get a Johnson & Johnson too, and then they recalled it. So a lot of things are happening, and I'm lazy, so that's why I haven't gotten it. But I will soon. I should get it too, you know.
First dose in this bitch. You know the
Are
vibes.
you Claude? Are you as the kids say, Pfizer gang or Moderna gang?
Pfizer, man. Pfizer.
All right.
Oh, this man wants 3 shots at the end of the year.
Keep it
This
classic.
man
Keep
wants
it simple.
This man wants to keep
Nah,
taking.
I'm a
This man wants to
2-shot
keep
guy.
taking injections.
I've heard things in passing where like might be a flu, like similar to a flu shot, where it's like every year, the type of mutations or whatever.
They're bugging, bro.
Why are they bugging, Brian?
What?
Why?
To get if people aren't gonna do it. I mean, but
Oh,
Yeah.
I mean,
flu
people
shots
don't
every
take
year.
the flu shot every year, so it's like the same thing. But there'll be enough people who, I guess,
it's not how the flu shot works, but it's fine. We don't have herd immunity with the flu shot, but it's totally fine, and we can't we can't have it either. But
like people don't take it every year. Is what I'm saying.
yeah.
Okay.
Whatever, man. I'll get it. All right, I'll get it. My mom's not getting it. All right, but it's fine, and she's a nurse. So what does that say? Tuskegee. Think about it.
Oh boy.
Well,
but we're coming up on graduation, and Claude called this pod and said,
No.
"We need to have a pod
Pressure
right
on my
now."
neck.
WUWY assemble.
Claude literally said, "Yo, we're shooting today."
Well, we haven't
Dennis,
potted
Dennis,
in
can you
a
come?
month.
Dennis said, "Nah, I can't really come." He says that every time, even when he's playing Valorant, like he is right now. And then, and then he said, "Oh, sorry, don't worry about it." Claude is like, "Don't worry about it, bro. We're still shooting." Paul's in Jersey. Claude said, "I don't care. We're still shooting." And then we said, "Claude, what do you want to talk about?" He said, "I don't know." So
I don't
weird.
know. It's been a while, you know. I wanted to put, get
Oh, that's
ourselves back
cute.
out there.
You love
Give
us.
give the
Say it.
people what they need, because they need it.
What
They
the
need
people need.
a
Yeah,
strong dose of minority
they
in
need
their lives.
a
What they
podcast that
need.
comes out twice a year.
Yeah, they need it.
Solid.
They need
Um,
it. But yeah, it's it's crazy
don't know.
times because I had my last what's today? Let me not date us, but fuck it. Today was Friday. Um, I
I
had
know
my
this man did not say
last.
let's not date us, and it said a day instead of a date.
They don't know what Friday it is. I didn't give you a specific Friday,
Okay.
but I had my last class yesterday, and I'm like, that
Is this
might
where
be
the
the.
clapping sound effect?
No, fuck it. No, I don't care. It's not. I had my last class yesterday, and I'm like, holy shit, that might be the last class I ever take. You know what I mean? Like the last
Mm.
formal education I ever have, and you identify so much with being a student, like a college student, a high school student. It's so much part of your routine and who you are. So now I'm just like, whoa, like who am I? You know what I mean? I don't know. And college, especially like identifying, I'm stop me when because I'm talking
No,
a lot right now.
it's your pod.
Shut
Don't
the
even worry
fuck
about
up.
it.
Shut up. It's not my pod. Anyways, um, you identify so much with being a college student, especially you're at BC where you're just on
Where
campus
you're
and
just
you're
better than everyone around.
basically you're just on campus and you're just part of this bubble for 4 years and like leaving it, it's like holy shit, you know what I mean? Or maybe you guys don't, but it's
I
I just feel like wow, this is a crazy transition I'm about to embark on.
Wow. Well said. Well said.
Oh,
I,
I thought you had something to say, Brian. I was gonna jump into.
yeah, I know what it kind of means. I went to Stony Brook. I should be graduating this
You
year as
You will
well.
be
will
graduating.
be.
I don't know. I have three midterms on three midterms, three finals on the same day, but it's fine.
Let it
Um,
work.
yeah, for me, unfortunately, not all of us were smart enough to have a 4-year degree that's worth something. So I my possibility is that I need some form of class. Is won't be my last classes, right? But yeah, what you're talking about. You're identifying as being a student, and it does become a big part of you. Like you said, like that's from your 5 to your 22 now, like or 21
21.
now, like that's a huge portion of your life. So it is something you identify with, and living on campus. I didn't return after COVID started, so like there is that sort of bubble atmosphere, and then like just doing college campus things,
The
just
goonery.
just walking to the academic mall. Like it's just so cheesy. I don't know. It's just walking to where the classes are. It's very interesting. It's very interesting. I think this is a reminisce pod. Justin, do you want to say something? I have a question for
Yeah.
Claude because this is
I-
all just asking Claude
No,
questions.
like
Shut
it's
up.
I enjoy hearing Claude and you say this because I think I felt like this for high school too.
Mhm.
I don't really identify with it or like the
Mm.
school itself as like something like yeah, it's where I got my education, but it's like I could have gotten my education anywhere else kind of thing. But like I did enjoy my time there. Met cool people. Um, but it's not like the same as like oh being on campus like doing the shit every day like having stuff around you like the school I'm at is like most people they go there and then they can go home kind of thing they commute in
Mhm.
so it's like not a lot of people stick around and do stuff but I mean I also didn't do like clubs like that like I would be in and out of a few clubs there's like one thing that I like stuck with throughout the whole time but other than that it was like oh okay so like I'm happy I would like, I'm like, oh man, like school, like I enjoyed going, but this past year is like we haven't been going, so I'm just like, all right, like let's move it along, please.
Mm,
Yeah,
Like let's move to the next portion of life, kind of thing.
yeah.
Because it's like we're kind of there already. It's just like,
I
all right, get up, do work.
yeah, I've had that like let's move on type thing, but for me, it manifested in not let's move on. It manifested in just like I'm graduating and I'm totally blank. Like I have no like joy or emotion, like happiness for it. It's like, and I was telling you guys before, like my mom was like, she's like, "Oh, when's your graduation?" I was like, "I don't know." I checked the I'm not attending
Yeah,
box,
I felt
and
the same.
she was like, are you stupid?" I was like, "What are you?" I was like, "What?" And she's like, "Oh, I mean, I want to go to your graduation," and I'm like, "Oh well, didn't I didn't know
You could watch some
that
other
it
dudes walk
I,
the aisle,
that's what I'm
but
saying. I don't know this mattered to you, so I have to figure out that whole situation. But reminiscing, Claude, what made you choose Boston College?
Oh,
And I'll
what the
go first.
fuck?
Yeah, yeah, we're taking this all the
Well,
way back, bro. For
before I
me, I
answer that, I
okay.
I find it interesting what you said, Justin, because I remember I told like this one guy, I was like, yeah, I go to school in Boston. I'm going to live on campus. It's like, yeah, you don't experience college if you don't dorm. It's not the same
yeah,
thing. And I'm like, yeah. And then I'm like, man, I kind of feel like everyone should dorm then. I mean, we've had these conversations in the past, but like, I always see Justin. He would have thrived on campus,
you
man.
say that all the
He
time.
would have been the man on campus. He would have probably
Um,
done some dancing organization too, and you'd have
oh,
been part of CS Society and killing it. I don't know, but like,
see, like I think, yeah, there is a unique experience to being on campus, but I don't think being on campus is for everybody. Same thing was just like college. I don't think
ah,
it's for everybody. Like you say, like, oh yeah, I would have been this or would have been that, but like I don't like being those things. Like I don't like being in the center, like with things like that. So it's like I would have been awkward and just like, and I probably been would have been like similar to you, where it's like, all right, I got my crew, I'll hang out with them, do a few things, and like that's it. So like, yeah, you meeting new people type of thing, but I don't think it would have been like a huge deal to be on campus. Like I wouldn't have taken advantage of all the things that are there, you know?
eh, I feel like you would have. I know, but this is hypothetical, and it's also like a thing where student pride with the school comes in, especially when you live on campus. It's like
Mm.
if there's like a pretty strong identification with being part of like being a BC student or wherever, and you feel like pride in that, and you guys attend football games, it's like it like raises the experience and the vibes for you. But
Yeah, yeah.
yeah,
Like I would never be a dude who's like yelling chants at a football game
yes, you
because of my
would.
school.
Look, when you got a couple beers in you, you into that, bro. I'm telling you right now,
I
you
would be like, or like, what's a sea? Like, I wouldn't be doing that
Whoa,
stuff.
whoa,
yes, you
whoa!
Like,
Don't
would.
disrespect the Seawolves like that.
I'm not
Come on.
disrespecting the chant. I'm like, okay, people who do that, that's cool. You're getting into it.
Who's a
You're being
Seawolf?
lively. You're
I'm a Seawolf.
appreciating the culture, like school culture that's there. I don't think I would have really
You
appreciated
would
it as
have.
much as I should have. And
I mean,
Let me
the
think you
thing
would have.
Claude's talking about, that school pride and stuff, like that is a very, I don't know if elitist is the word, but that's like an elite institution type thing.
right,
Because Stony Brook for a lot of people was like, I didn't get into BC and now I'm at Stony Brook for a lot. That's how it felt at least. So that school
uh,
pride was not always
I,
there.
I think for
So
large public schools, that there's school pride though.
it depends on where you are. I think Binghamton kind
It
of has that
depends.
with their
Yeah,
party atmosphere, stuff
yeah.
like that. Stony Brook is very like
You guys are very academic.
niggas just doing their thing. Like they don't even like I would I at one point at every football game I had to scream out what's a Seawolf. Like that was a challenge I set for myself. So I
mhm.
would do that. I would scream out what's a Seawolf. I think I said it like I screamed out what's a Seawolf.
Right, yeah, yeah, yeah.
They answered me.
And
I
like,
always did it twice, and then I remember these like white freshmen. They're like, "Thank you," and they had the joy on their face for me screaming, "What's the seal?" It was great. If it wasn't for COVID,
Mm.
my plan was to like start some form of club because like
okay,
I really want to do that, and then COVID happened. But
yeah, and that's dope. Like, I admire that by people who are like really invested in their school and like really get into the college experience. But I don't think I would have gotten into it like that, and I would have just been like, okay.
I think the
Like
answer is
not
somewhere in the
very
middle.
nonchalant.
Nah, I think the answer is definitely somewhere in the middle. I don't think you would be class
Yeah.
president like Claude thinks, but you would
Oh
not have
yeah,
been.
yeah, yeah.
You would not have been in your dorm. You would have found a couple clubs. You would have found some things. You would have been in a basketball game,
Thrived.
turning up a little bit. When the speakers start knocking in the middle at the middle of homecoming and their shawty's out, Justin would have enjoyed that. I don't
All
think
right.
there's a
Killing
middle
it.
ground. But
Killing it.
Claude, back to why did you go to BC? I just said
Oh,
my first. I went on a visit for Bing. I only visited Bing and SUNY and Stony. I went to Bing. There was like some Nerf war happening. People were running around. It was a beautiful day. They were smiling. They were happy. And I said, this just feels fake. Then I went to Stony Brook. It was raining. It was gray. It was dingy. Stony Brook and rain is one of the ugliest things you've ever seen. It was gray. It was
it already looks like
dark. It was murky.
Yugoslavia.
And I said, this feels like home. And then I went to Stony Brook. so
Wait,
that's why I
you
decided
saw
to
the
go.
rain
I
and
saw
other
the
shit,
rain. There
and
was one guy, like orientation leader, I think his name was like Tom, whatever. And I was like, this just feels like home, man. I don't know. I don't know.
the rain made it
This
feel like
dirt,
home.
this dirty, grimy,
There's a realness
no
to it.
one's
Yeah.
smiling.
Yeah, I get that.
In hindsight, after visiting Big, probably should have went to Big, but
I think Brian. It sounds like Brian was depressed back then. That's what I'm hearing.
sounds like.
Like, this is perfect for
But
me.
yeah. What made you describe what decide on BC with your plethora of options?
Um, Plethora of options. Well, obviously, first thing you want to look at is the financial aid package. If
Yeah,
it's
I wasn't
popping,
aware of that.
if it's popping, you have to look amongst the schools that are popping. Obviously, you have to go what you can afford. You don't want to load out way too much money. And then in
I don't know why
second
you didn't
thing,
tell me that before, but thanks. You can tell me that now, Claude. Hater.
second
Bro,
thing I
he got
looked
a
at
whole 4 years with finance under him, so of course he.
I looked at the prestige. You know, how good is their programs? There's two types of schools I applied for: good engineering schools or good like finance schools. Because I was like, I'll do either or. And whichever of the best school I get into, I'll do that. That was
Oh,
literally my
wow.
Claude is an engineer. Oh, nah, I cannot see that.
What? What do you mean?
That shit.
Yeah, I
Is
feel like that's way too
hard.
much.
Computer engineering. Um,
Computer engineering,
mhm,
doing the shit I'm doing.
mhm.
I hate this shit too. But
Oh boy. But yeah, and
Good
then
thing
like so
Boston College said yes.
the best schools I got into were like University of Rochester for like
All right,
anything.
here's this guy trying to flex. Now. I
NYU
didn't ask you all that, nigga. I said, why'd you pick
facts.
BC?
NYU Stern, that was too expensive. They didn't give me enough money, but Stern's a great school. I got into BU's business school. And then BC was just like, it kind of had everything. It had the prestige, it had a good financial aid package, it had a good finance program. So I was like, you know what? This was like kind of like the best option I had. So, and I don't regret many things. I do regret many things, but I definitely don't regret. I don't regret going to BC. Like, you know, it has a lot of problems, but when I look at the opportunity that it provided me, when I look at the people that I surrounded myself by, and think about like how smart people here are, and like the connections, like where these people are gonna go, and how many connections I have just within my friend group, and then when you expand that to like other people that you're kind of cool with, like I think wow, 4 years has flown by, but I think I made a good decision at the end of it.
Yeah, I mean,
It's
the biggest thing I learned more, like especially later on, is just like knowing people kind of thing, and like having to network, and like I ain't know like shit had to be like that. I was just kind of like, oh yeah, I'll get the degree and then I'll go
Mm-mm.
from there. But it's like you got to be networking. So like a big school like the BC or Stony, like if you take advantage of those things, yeah, then you can really get out of it.
Brian's little smirk
Mhm.
going on right now. They
Take
always say
advantage
though,
of it.
Brian. They say it's not what you know, it's who you know. You know
Mm.
Classic saying, yeah.
that's
What
and
what
it,
about if
but
you
you
know
also
one?
can't be dumb.
What if you don't know anyone and also know nothing? For example, like I okay, I've been learning
I would hope so.
where
4
NA
years.
and K plus. This is a very common thing, like sodium and potassium in cells, right? K
Okay.
plus is high inside cells, and sodium is higher outside cells, right? I've been learning that since the first class, since the first day of the first class at this school. There was a test question on it yesterday. I had to look it up. I still do not know if K plus is higher inside the cell or outside the cell. It's just great, but whatever. We're moving on. I found it really interesting that you said that, Claude, because that's sort of like diligence. When I think of you, that's what I always like associated with is like the sort of personal order and like meticulousness, and like sometimes it's I feel like it might limit you, but like in stuff like picking your school and like being set up straight, like you knew that at in 12th grade when I have mountains of student debt. So it's like
I
that's one of
mean,
the things I admire about
I'm
Claude.
I'm not gonna take too much credit because it's also like limitations parents place on you, right? Like they're not gonna like overly pay for a school, and like they also like had my sister beforehand, so they kind of like understood the college process more. You're the first child coming up, so you had to be the guinea pig in a sense. But I kind of wish, you know.
Nah, you not even no, but even before that, like 7th, 8th grade, you have a to me at least from the outside looking in, I always view you with this sort of order, this
He has a
plan
master
that you
plan.
have. You have
Yeah,
a plan somewhere within it.
he's a man.
Uh,
He's a man with
yeah.
a plan.
Yes.
I see.
Yes.
I'm
Well,
like
I'm trying to
I'm like
develop a new plan because the planet now is coming, and then I need to develop a new plan.
Well, yes, but I don't doubt that you will. So
yeah. No, I agree. I think Claude is definitely in that boat, and like things fall into place for you. So
Yeah,
it all ends up on the good. I think for most people it does. I think most people, if you are actively seeking like what you want, it'll eventually fall into place, even if there are struggles along the way.
and I also think, you know, sometimes as college students, you're always thinking about the future and things of that nature, and you get so caught up in that. But it's also good to be grateful for what you've accomplished and where you are in the present. That's something that we don't always do, and that's why, you know, some people they like compare themselves to others and be like, oh, this person has this job, and you start getting sad about that. But then I think you need to reflect on what you have achieved as a person and be grateful for that and be grateful for yourself. And
hmm
because you get so caught up in things that it's so easy not to do that and become like sad, you know.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
is that what one of your major lessons from college? You think? I was just about to ask what you think they are.
Oh, well, I actually I took a Buddhism class, and it's
That
Okay,
nigga was taking anything to fill up the
Justin
credits.
approved. Justin approved.
bro. No, I mean, you know, I
He
really
said, "I
like this
need 3
class,
credits," and said
bro.
Buddhism.
There's so many cool quotes I've collected, you know, from
He's
our
gonna be.
Buddhism readings.
I'm sorry. I could just imagine in 5 years when Claude is the keynote speaker of like the financial analyst top thing
Dinner, yeah.
of dinner. Yeah, he's gonna be in like Chicago, like speaking to a bunch of people, and he's like, "I remember this quote by the great Buddha," and he's gonna like
Oh,
sneak it in somehow.
oh
At the
my
finance formal
But yeah,
2028.
right
finance
after he gets his
formal.
top his Finny is a financial
Mm,
award.
yes, the
I got
International
the Finny.
Finance Formal.
Oh,
Young African Americans
He's
in
the
the
oh
Young African American
he's the
category.
iffy. He's the international
Mm,
finance formal of the year.
mm,
Mm.
you
let's
guys are good, man.
go.
Anyway, go ahead.
I don't know how the fuck you guys just you just did that. Oh, I completely lost my train of thought.
Buddhism, Buddha.
Buddhism,
Oh
You like the
yeah,
lessons.
quotes?
Buddha's. Oh fuck, what was I gonna say with that? I have no fucking
I'm
clue.
so sorry.
But but yeah, but I learned that in Buddhism, like just becoming aware of like the little things, the little tricks your mind plays on you, you know, and
hmm
it's good to be aware of them. So
Mindfulness. Yeah,
do some meditation, guys. I really want to get into that. We do some in class, but you know, if
oh,
y'all want to do some meditation with me, I think we should.
I got you. I got you. I try and incorporate some. I'm not consistent at all because I'm not consistent in anything I do, but I do enjoy it when I do.
Do you have a lesson, Justin,
Um.
from college?
Uh. Don't.
I mean, you spoke about
there.
the importance of connections and stuff like
Yeah,
that. So
yeah,
that's
that's the
something.
classic. I think there's just so many little things that I think I'll be able to pass on to like my kids when they go to college eventually. And shit was gonna change, I'm sure,
Of
in
course.
10, 15 years. But at least I'll have some kind of knowledge on the college experience, and like I have y'all's like perspectives too. Like if they end up making it into some kind of like Ivy
Elite
League
institutions.
elite, yeah, like some shit like that. Um, but also like I've realized again, like college is not for everybody. There's so many other routes that you can take, especially now that like the internet is so accessible to everybody, and you can start in your room with a camera, and like in 4 years you can have a whole brand that you started like promoting stuff with. So it's like there's so many routes, and yeah, it's hard work that you still have to take that way. It's just a
Mhm.
different way you got to put yourself out there.
Yeah.
um, and people are still learning the internet and what works, what doesn't, and um, especially with TikTok and stuff now, like how people are using that. Like it's awesome to see. I think my tech like itch like is always being scratched by that. So, but yeah, it's just a bunch of little things I picked up along the way for like college experience. Like, all right, like my parents didn't really know, but at least I'll know and I'll have
Mhm.
some kind of knowledge. I have friends who've done it. I've have a brother who's done it. So it's like there's so many. This is building up all these foundations, taking a village, kind of thing. And
Okay.
it's just like, all right, yeah, but yeah,
I
nothing specific.
I definitely hope college isn't like ramped down people's throats like it is now. I don't know. I feel like that's like the staple thing to do. But
Yeah, like okay, so I guess backtracking on that, based on what you said, Claude, I feel like if I had the mind state that I had when I was like 17,
mm,
I don't know if I like fully would have went to college or something.
mm,
You know, like being knowledgeable, like what else is out there, or like even just what I like. Like when I was 17, I wasn't even sure about like the things that I enjoyed, or
mm,
like what made me happy, what kind of like creative things that I enjoy. But like throughout college, I was able to figure that out. So it's weird
yeah,
because it's like through
Yeah.
college, I was
you
able to figure it
adjust and develop in college. Yeah.
out. Okay, sure, whatever you want to call it. But through college, I was able to like explore myself and explore what I like and
Hey, yo.
don't like. But if I had that knowledge when I was like 17 or 18, like maybe I would have taken a different route. I'm not gonna be like
It's
regret the
also
route I took, but
it's so hard to figure out what you want to do when you're like 17,
absolutely.
18, 19, 21. Fuck, I can go up to 25, man. It's so hard. So I don't know. I think it's all about
It's really interesting you said that because the
experiences.
question I'm asking you next pod is specifically about that. So you guys got to tune in next time and see that.
All
But
right.
I'll look up Brian raking them and see.
yeah,
Raking in the
raking them in.
content.
This guy's fishing.
Um,
This nigga spitting.
yeah, so yeah, what lesson did I learn? Yeah, thanks guys.
Oh yeah.
I'm kidding. Uh, I think similar to what you said, it wasn't like something super pronounced or that it was distinctly that college taught me or one class taught me. Well, I guess kind of. There are some classes that have taught me about mortality and stuff like that, and
Mm,
that
yeah.
have been in my thinking more. But in general, it was just like a lesson in discipline of like coming in super undisciplined, grades tanked, um, going back to like being near a gym and like starting to go to the gym, losing weight one summer. Like that was so super important part of my life of like learning to be sort of disciplined and then like learning about that, learning achieve like the first time I can say that like I set a goal and achieved it that I wanted just for myself happened during college.
Mm.
And then parts of that have helped me moving forward then
Wait,
in
wait,
college. They
wait.
also
Quick
helped me.
question. That wasn't when you got gold in league, right? Or
No, that
okay.
was
Okay, I just
losing
double
weight.
check.
Losing weight was first. That
Okay,
was my
got it, got
first
it, got
goal.
it,
And then
I got it, got it.
it was a pull up. First goal was to do a pull up. And then I had to lose a bunch of weight to do a pull up. Then I did a pull up. And then I was like, wow,
And he's
I'm a
like,
new
great.
person. And then I went back to school and my grades tanked again. So I got sad again. But I still learned that sort of baby lesson of discipline and sort of to get back on track with it. Then I got Golden League. I'm a god. I'm totally average amongst the world population. And then grades improved one semester and I was like, wow, I can do this. I can set a goal and be disciplined and have good times. And then senioritis hit, and now I'm sad. But whatever, it's fine. But like that lesson of just being disciplined was it was fostered by my college experience, and so I'm thankful for that.
Mm.
You know? But now the fun stuff. We have to talk about getting dubbed. That's
Wait,
what I'm here for. We
wait.
need to speak about getting dubbed. I need your dub stories, boys.
Do you have a dub story?
I have multiple.
Oh, I have
Weird.
one thing in mind.
Okay, I have multiple.
Wait.
I mean, I don't know if I've said this one, but me and Sap Saduka left the gym. First of all, I'm just stupid, right? Because it was like 10 o'clock at night.
Oh boy.
It was mad late, walking on the most sus road, right?
I think
me
I
and my
think you
boy
mentioned
Sap.
this,
Have
yeah.
I said this on pod?
I think so. Yeah.
I don't recall.
Well,
got
go ahead. Go
dubbed.
ahead.
Anyway, super sus road, walked up to a woman, asked her for a Snapchat in the weirdest way possible. And just reminiscing on that, it's just like, what is wrong with you and why did you do that? Now she has a black boyfriend and I'm upset because that could have been me. But
Do you crop hit your face over? It'd be
no,
like,
I don't.
damn, that could have.
I'm not a hater.
So what was a super weird way?
It was just 10 o'clock at night and I approached her
Yeah, there's
from behind and she was like, you didn't have to be so weird about this. And I was like, I didn't know, but now I do know.
She said that?
Yeah, she said that.
Oh damn.
Yeah, no. So like, that's one thing that I like. I think a lot of men have to put into perspective is just like the experience of a woman and how it's always so stressful when it's like being around men. So it's like there's certain like cues that guys have to pick up on. So like if you're walking behind a woman on a path, it's like, all right, I either pass her and be like, oh, excuse me, to like pronounce yourself, or just like give yourself some distance from her. So it's like she doesn't feel like nervous because there's some dude like walking behind her kind of thing.
I blame Sap. He didn't tell me to stop, so whatever.
Or just like those little things that like guys might do because they're like, oh yeah, I'm interested, so let me do this. But it's like, all right, there has to be a certain type of approach kind of thing.
Even when you're not interested. I remember I was I was walking with like 3 girls in Boston, and I'm like, it was just me and the 3 of them. I'm like, all right, if some nigga comes up here tries to grab, I gotta, I don't know.
I gotta be the defender.
I gotta defend. All right, I gotta be behind them, and I gotta be in the middle of them in case someone comes from behind, someone comes from front.
Okay,
like,
kid.
I think about these things, and I don't know how I'd fare in this situation, but I think about them at least,
Gotta try something.
Yeah, nah, for sure. And it's like in language too. It's like I know a lot of people like if you approach someone like, "Oh, hey, beautiful," it's like,
No.
all right, like you just starting off on the wrong foot type of thing. But I don't know. Maybe there's some people who like it, but I'm guessing that majority of people do not appreciate those certain.
Just don't approach them on dimly lit streets, okay?
Also,
I get it, Justin. Thanks.
No.
I was aware, but but it's
okay.
fine.
But you learned, and
yes,
so you built from that. You're not doing it all the time, and it's like
There's been
like,
many.
damn, what's wrong?
There's been many a dub from the Bibster, but we're not even gonna focus on that, kid.
Oh,
Can you guys
okay.
share now?
I have one. I just thought of. I feel like Claude's would be better, so let me go first.
No. I think yours will be better.
No, it's definitely not.
Why do you think
So,
mine is gonna be better? You think I just
no.
get dubbed in funnier ways than you?
No,
Yes.
I think okay, babe.
No, fuck you.
It's not even a funny story. This is just a dumb story, so I don't have you guys like feel left out. So this was I being in a panoramic, the dating apps have been like if it's out of boredom or just like out of curiosity, like my thing to do.
They've been
right?
hitting for you.
Huh?
They've been hitting.
I not really like, but
That's not what I'm
there was there was this one person who I had matched with like right when the pandemic hit, and we were like planning to do something, and then like world shut down. So I was like, oh damn, and then like things started getting crazy, personal things. So like contact kind of just dissipated, right? Then like things started looking up, and I was like, like I'm still like interested in this person. So I was like, I hit them up again, and the conversation was good, blah blah blah. And then they like we were going on like a weekend. I was like, hey, yeah, maybe we should like if you want to link up, go somewhere, do something. And you're like, yeah, sure. so then I was like, all right, I had like an assignment or something or like a test I had to do. And I was like, all right, let me hit you up in like, tomorrow or something. And then she's like, okay, sure, yeah, yeah. So I did whatever test, and I hit them up the next day, and I was like, hey, what's going on? Like, you still down to go somewhere? And then they were like, yeah, sure. And then I was like, okay, when do you want to do something? And then it was just ghost. And I was like, wait, did I do something? What did I?
Yes,
No.
you did.
I was so confused, and like I don't think it's anything I said. I really don't. I don't know. Maybe I need another perspective because
I mean, she could have just met some other dude, right?
Facts.
I'm guessing like that's the other like I just lost. I took an L on that one, but it sucked because it was like she was like really into fashion and she was like had dope music and I was like, damn, this could have worked. But
That's you
it was just
construct this
ghosted.
false reality in your brain once you start talking to a girl,
I think so.
and
Yeah,
then because that's what happens to most guys, right?
I try not to, but it's
It's
like
hard. It's
yeah.
like, oh, she's so cool and she's cute. Like, oh, come on, let's link, and then boom, she goes to you. It's like, oh, okay, I'm not shit.
Like, and give a man a chance, bro. But that's
But
my dumb
you
story.
gotta.
Anyway, it was
I
literally
thought
like
it
I
should.
what?
Sorry, go
No, no,
ahead.
go.
No, I thought I was like thinking campus or school related dub stories. That's why I brought
Oh,
it up. But thank you for sharing that because
no,
I
yeah,
appreciate that more.
ghost dub story. And then like a week later, I'm just like, damn,
It's
that's
because of the
funny.
school assignment, you know. That's why
That's why I was
it
like,
was
yo,
school.
was it because I was like, yo, hold on, let me hit you
Mm.
back? Does she think I have like a side or something? I'm like, nah, bro, I just am dumb and I need to do work sometime. I'm like, I'm sorry. But yeah, it was funny. Funny story to me.
Definitely
Roach.
All right,
funny.
Colin. When did you
Uh,
get dubbed?
well, there's some. Speaking of dating apps, you
Oh
get
my
on these
gosh.
things, you have conversations, and then, I usually I avoid it, but then they're like, oh, so what are you gonna do after college? And we're like, oh, I work in, da da da. And then they're like, where? I'm like, oh, I'll probably be down in Texas. And then suddenly the ha-has and kikis and the response times
Wait,
aren't
you
where
said
they
this.
are.
You said this on
Oh,
Instagram.
yeah. I do.
His uses.
Hey, don't bring out the come on, bro.
Believe it,
You gotta
believe it,
bleep
believe
that
it.
out. Anyways,
Bleep out what?
The
yeah,
name.
Oh
yeah,
my
the
god.
name, my nigga. Anyways, but yeah, just that's the trend where I tell
I
them
feel
I'm gonna
you.
move down to Texas, and then suddenly it's like, oh, they're just
This
not
Well,
man
I mean,
said
interested.
that
Not
comes
them.
with
interested.
like,
Which is fair. Like, I
yeah.
don't blame him. It's just
Like they probably want something a little more long term or something
yeah,
more like
especially like on some of
right.
the apps that are more long term
Games.
facing.
Mm. What in your experience, what apps have that been?
Oh, Hinge is
Mm.
for like it's like a serious dating app, and
Okay, gotcha.
Bumble slightly too. Tinder, what goes on Tinder. Justin knows what.
I
Justin
don't know
knows.
what goes on in
I
Tinder.
don't.
You don't know
This was
nothing.
not how
I
I
get
envisioned
ghosted,
this
so
going. I I totally thought this was going to be about like school related ones,
oh,
but
school. I don't
I feel
approach
you.
anybody. I told
I
you,
feel you.
I go home after class. So.
I don't. No, yeah, I don't talk to girls here. I was trying to think about that. The thing is, white girls really they don't like me.
All right, all right.
I
No. I have to be
You want
honest.
me to bleep heady demics, but you go,
No,
but you
Daddy,
go,
damn
white
it.
women don't like me.
wait,
Shut
No.
up,
Listen, I'm calling a spade a spade. It's just
man. Shut
what
up.
kind of racist
What?
ingrained
What?
they
phrase
they
was that?
they don't. It's mainly black women, and that's that. And I have no problem with that. Shout out to my black
Hmm.
queens.
Dr.
I'm on
Umar Johnson.
Dr. Umar Johnson. We're gonna try to build
Exactly.
up wealth within the black community, and
Don't
that's that.
participate in this nobody crisis.
Hey man, you know what? It's tough because they're around me, but listen, they're not hopping in my direction. So
Why are you saying it like you're just you're being oppressed? It's just like, oh man, like it's so hard for me. Like I can't, but I gotta strive through.
listen, there's a lot of beautiful,
All
well,
right.
girls around me that happen to be white, but that's the way the water trickles down. I suppose.
That was the weirdest way you said that, but okay.
That's the
Are you
way it
done
happens.
reminiscing, Claude? What else is there?
Oh, dub stories throughout the years.
In my head, like I only brought up mine because
Oh,
it happened on campus
oh
Mm.
with a campus
shit.
person. So I was
Okay.
only envisioning
Like
campus
on
stories,
campus dub
but you guys
story.
brought it somewhere
Wait, let
else.
me.
So
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
oh, this
I
guy has
remember.
multiple.
I
I
remember
like
this
it.
freshman year one time. Um, I got a little bit enemy. You know, it's funny. It's funny. I'll tell you exactly what happened. So I'm in this. It's me and my boy. Shout out to Wigglewort. We're in this off-campus party. I think mad upperclassmen are there, but um, suddenly I see a black man. I'm like, oh shit! So I see this black and I approach him, and then he's like, I've been looking out for you. I've been watching you. And then we tap him, and then I'm like, hey man, I'm a freshman. How, how do we maneuver these situations, right? Mad white people
This
everywhere.
guy Claude loves marketing, loves networking, bro. Hey man, I'm a freshman. Just
No,
kidding.
no.
That's funny.
Finance major, and I
I'm
was
wondering,
wondering.
how do we maneuver these situations? He's like, honestly, bro, you just gotta be recognized as the token. He's like,
Oh
you gotta
my
let them come to
gosh,
you. And
that
I'm
was
like,
some dark advice,
I'm
right?
like, all right. And then
Oh
but
my.
but then
You just have to like subside to
but
your
then I
master.
see I see this one cute chick. She's on her phone, and I'm like, all right, bet. You know what? Let me take this opportunity. Maybe. Yeah, I don't know. She was on her phone, and then I was like, all right. I walk up to her. I'm like, oh man, party this boring that you're on your phone. And she's like, yeah.
Mm.
Then she turns away, away from me on her phone.
She said,
Oh
She
no.
did.
yeah,
She said, yeah.
no thanks.
Oh no.
And I'm like,
Oh, me
wow.
no.
And it's funny because her friends were definitely looking at me as I did this. And then I heard one thing go, and then they went like that.
Oh.
It's funny though. But you lose
That's
some
Oh
funny.
my
bros.
gosh.
Yeah,
But
exactly.
I
See,
I also remember,
Oh.
there's this girl that was eyeing me down at that party. There was this one chick, this blonde girl. She was giving me the eyes. So I
Okay.
swear she wanted, but I didn't. But it was after I got dubbed, so I was feeling
Yeah.
low.
you were
Yeah. Yeah.
I was
damn
feeling
son.
low,
Yeah.
but
Nah, you could have been. He's like, oh, okay, maybe this time. This time.
nah,
Oh
nah. I
man.
was feeling low.
That's
I probably should have, but yeah.
that's all right. Yo, exactly. Like that's the thing.
Just
Sometimes you take L's and you gotta eat it.
dust it off. Yeah,
You gotta eat the punch and go for
yeah,
the next
yeah,
one. The
yeah.
round's not
Oh
over. You gotta
god.
keep
Now
going.
I know that line is trash because she was probably texting someone on her phone and didn't want to be talked to. Like she probably just didn't want anyone talking to her, so that's why she's probably on her phone.
Oh
But the
man.
line was trash.
Thank you
Probably
for
thought you were
sharing
gonna
that. That
steal
was
her
great.
phone.
All right, fuck you. Yeah, classic dub story.
It happens to the best of us.
L's only.
What
Absolutely.
did I do? I think it was freshman year, like chemistry recitation. They put us in like groups of 3, and I don't know. I was just with my group. It was like one guy, one girl. I don't know. I was being pretty funny. Group was laughing. We were all vibes, and I don't know
Nice.
where I tried to slip in like, oh, I should have your Snapchat. She's like, no, just.
She said no.
I don't remember what I said. I don't remember the whole how we
Oh,
got there. I just know we were sitting by the window. We're all laughing, joking. Like it was all jokes. And I asked for like a snap. I think that's how it went.
oh.
No.
I have a story that reminds me of
Oh.
that. There, me and Brian are just this is
Just racking
horrible.
up.
Alright.
I gave you one because
Wait, no, Justin, you're gonna have to come up with another one because me
oh,
and Brian are killing ourselves right now, especially me. All right, so it's funny enough. I'm at a Bank of America networking session right now.
let's go.
Okay, so I was president of this club, and then
Okay.
so my I reached out to a recruiter to host this event, this Bank of America networking event for diverse people.
Sick.
Anyways, so we co-partnered with this other club that was first generation business organization, um, and so me and her, so she's the president of the first generation business. Me and her were chatting up, and I thought, I don't know, she was pretty, and then we were having a good conversation, and then I asked for her Instagram, and she's like, my Instagram, and I'm like, yeah, and then she's like, okay. And then I gave it to her. And then later the night, I talked to this one of my not female friends, woman friends.
Woman.
Um, and then she's like, "Yeah, Instagram is a little weird. Like, you should ask for like a Snapchat or number because like, what do you do with the Instagram? Just look at her." And I'm like,
What?
"Oh, okay,
Man,
Really?
yeah."
I've
So
never heard that. I feel like people
yeah,
would be more like close with their number.
I
yeah.
don't
So it's
know.
like you do a social media, so you don't have to give your number.
I don't know. Maybe Snapchat was the move, but yeah,
Not clearly it wasn't because
I guess not. Yeah.
she was
and
nice
that's when
though.
Claude stopped visiting Bank of America.
I
He
still got
Claude
the
took
cut up his
himself
Bank
to
of
TD
America
Bank.
All right, Justin, your turn. All
Homie,
Nah, he don't have no more. It's okay.
nah,
right,
nah,
now come
nah,
up
nah.
with something.
It's
Come
not
up.
even. No, I have plenty, but
Make
they're not
something up.
good.
They're
They're
not
not
school
good.
related.
No, I have one that's school related. It's not a good story though. It's
No,
just
it's
like,
fine. It'll make me feel better.
okay, sure. So I think it was like freshman year or something. Freshman or sophomore. I don't know. I was taking some like intro to music class, some bummy intro class that you had to take for the school. And there was a girl, you know, she's kind of cute, and I had a boy who I would like, we were tight. He's like, oh yeah, she used to go to my school, whatever, blah blah blah. And he was like trying to hype me up to like go to talk to her.
Dude, you're so in there.
Literally, he was like Greg, and and he was just trying to like hype me up or whatever. He's like, yeah, for sure, for sure. And I think we had to do some kind of. I sat next to her, and I was like, I was trying to like figure out a line or something. I think we had a
Mm.
homework. I was like, oh yeah, like do you know what we're doing for this homework? Like trying to act dumb, I guess. To like, and I was like, oh, you mind if I get your number to like do the homework together?
Ah.
So it worked, but then it was like, and I tried like hitting her up and like to actually do the homework, but then also like to try and like make conversation, and it was just dead.
Yeah.
It was so dry. So I was just like, either she's very uninterested or she's just dry texter. Most likely the first one. So, and then it just like, and then I was like, damn, I have to see this woman every day for class.
Oh,
So,
yeah, I know the vibes.
and,
That was a strategic
so,
planning.
and no, yeah, exactly. So then that's when I was like, damn, I can't be talking to people inside of class because
Oh
if she was
no.
wrong,
Fam,
I still got to go to class or
I
just
mean,
not show up.
I know the vibes. What happens? What happens when your Snapchat axe gets dumped and you walk in with a 25 for the next test? Talking, talking about. Yo, why did this ion move this way?
Oh no!
Oh man.
I can't believe that
Look,
girl said no.
but in the club,
I
in
don't
the
remember what
party,
happened,
whatever. Oh, in the Snapchat. Oh,
but
That's crazy.
funny
So,
stories.
the thing that I've learned in college, especially coming on now, and even with just like relationships and people, is you got to take a lot of L's before you take a dub. Like that's the biggest thing I've learned. So like shit is gonna go wrong before it's gonna go right.
No! I have this other story, but nah, it's too much.
It's too much. It's too
Nah, I'll save that
never-
for later. I'll keep it in
This
here.
guy.
shit's gonna go
Oh,
wrong
man.
before it goes right. So you just gotta keep
Ooh,
trying and
who
just
said
like
that?
eat the punch, and you just keep going. Your ego will come back. Don't worry about it so much. That's all.
Yeah.
Wow. Wise words.
Wise words by who? Claude.
Dr. Umar Johnson.
Stop quoting this nigga, Dr. Umar Johnson. Oh my god.
Hey,
Is
Claude,
that
you, you're what professor did you have that you connected with, Claude? Because
Oh,
I don't know. I didn't connect with
I
him.
was so bad with connecting professors. I'm not gonna lie to you. Like, I don't know. I just never. I attended some like office hours, but I could never really connect with any of them. I don't know why.
So who wrote your letters of rec?
There's no letters of rec needed for when you're getting a corporate job.
Interesting.
cool? The more
Yeah.
you know.
I mean, at least not that I didn't. Yeah, I don't think maybe some firms do, but I feel like most don't. So I don't know. I didn't need any letter of recommendation.
We all know the Brian letter of rec story that he was attempting to make.
I would have gotten it, bro. Sam Shirazi and I would have been vibing, bro. Don't you worry about it. Then
What
COVID
was
hit.
full government out there, man? Jeez.
He's a professor. It's
I
already
never, I
there.
never vibed with any professor, but there was one professor who I just really like fucked with. He was my linear algebra professor, and that was one of the harder like classes that I had to take. Ended up getting like an A on it because this guy was like the coolest dude ever. He was just so relatable, and like you could just go to him for anything. So like in all the classes, I was just asking questions all the time, and so like it really makes a difference like who you're teaching from. But I never got
Oh yeah,
who is teaching, who you're learning from, rather. But I
professors
never
are
got letter
huge.
Rex from professors either. I had,
Professor selection is huge, man.
yeah, it makes a huge difference. That's another thing. I'm gonna tell my kid, be like, "Yo, freaking, dude, go some CSI on these professors." Before you,
Yeah, talk to upperclassmen, bug them out. Who gives a fuck?
Ask them how do you move as the 1% black in a 95% white school. Ask them how they move. Wait, okay. I think we're wrapping up soon, right? But
yeah, I think so.
Wrapping up
what
like a
would you guys have
condom.
changed about your college careers?
I think
Is
what
is
Justin
it a
said
school?
earlier
Is it
on about
is it
I always I always think that you should try things that make you uncomfortable. So I wish I did more of that, but I did do some of that. Not that I think about it, but I guess I wish I did more. You know, trying things that made me uncomfortable, that gave me anxiety.
Interesting. Yeah,
okay?
I don't know. I did try things that made me uncomfortable, but then I ended up really just not liking them. So then I was just like, okay, I don't like that, so I'm just not gonna do it no more.
Yeah.
So like, or like going to certain clubs or like trying to do certain things with people. I'm just like, yeah, this is kind of whack. So, but it's like I wouldn't have known that, and unless I actually did it. So like going through certain things, so you can get that like unknown, I guess like FOMO type of mentality out of your mind. Just try things. That's all. It's cool and learn from it and eat punches. Eat L's. That's it.
For breakfast,
Yeah.
lunch, and
Eat
dinner.
L's. Eat L's for breakfast. So when the meal comes, you're not surprised.
Um,
Big factoid.
yeah.
This nigga.
Personally, I tend not
This
to
nigga.
think about what's it called? Having regrets. You know, if I could Thanos snap, probably would be in a different major in a different place. But
Mm.
I think everything happens for a reason. So we're here now, and we'll figure it out.
You're gonna ask this to us and be like, yeah, so I don't believe that at all.
I would ask Claude, what's his first time? What was it like being drunk? But he's gonna say he's never been drunk before because
No, I've been drunk. I'm
corporate
21.
Claude,
He's a child of
corporate
God.
Claude's in effect. But
No, I got drunk by 21st birthday. It was
He
yeah,
got
yeah, yeah,
drunk
yeah,
with the
yeah,
Bank of America people.
yeah,
Are you
yeah,
kidding?
yeah. I'm sure.
yeah, the 21st birthday was nice. Ah,
It was interesting. Parties. Wish I could have experienced that. Could I? Parties are gross.
I
Like
hate
frat
parties.
parties, weird.
I'm be honest. I just get sweaty. You know,
Yeah.
too many peds, too sweaty. I'm too big. I'm too fat for those. No, I get too sweaty easily.
Ah!
No. I don't like it. I'm
Um,
more of a bar type of guy, man. I'm not.
yeah,
I don't think I'm a club type of guy, man. It's just
yeah,
too much.
Mm.
yeah. You and Weinstein's group. You got wait, where you guys headed? The Apple? Yeah, we're going to the Apple tonight. Yeah, that's the bar.
Oh, okay. I was out of the loop. But
Weinstein.
yeah, no, it makes sense. It makes sense.
I don't know. College is done. Interesting to look back on it.
Whew.
That's all we have for the day. And if you made it here, you're whoa, wow, messed that one up, didn't I? If you made it, if you made it here, you're a real one. Appreciate you. Thanks for tuning in.
Love y'all.
What's up, Cubs Scouts?